When Jenny and I got married, she had a cat named Harvey, only to find out when she took Harvey to the vet to get neutered that it was actually a female cat, as the veterinarian announced to the lobby, "How can I neuter this cat when it is a female?" Needless to say, that was a little embarrassing. Later on, we added a dog, Jed. Jed was short for Jedediah, and we got him from some missionaries. He was actually a dog from Israel. He was a Canaan dog. He was a herder, just a great little dog. We had him for, gosh, close to 10 years. And finally and sadly, we had to put him down. We found out that he was in a lot of pain. And then a year after that, and we moved to Wisconsin, we decided we were ready for another dog. Now, Jenny wanted an Irish wolfhound. Fortunately, we didn't get one because they're about the size of a horse. They're so big. So we settled on a dog that we saw online through an agency that rescued dogs, interestingly enough, in the Middle East. And so we found this picture of a dog, and his name was Otis. So we talked about whether we should adopt him or not, and finally we agreed, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot. And let me tell you, this agency, they did due diligence, and they had us fill out applications. We had to do a FaceTime call so they could see where Otis was going to sleep, and was the yard fenced in so he could run around. I mean, they were very, very serious. So we went through the whole process and found out that we were in the running with 2 or 3 other couples who were also interested in Otis. And so when we got the call that they were going to give the dog to us, we were really excited. And then we found out why. And they said this: because you have experience with Middle Eastern dogs, we want Otis to come and live with you. Now we just laughed because we had no idea that there was an experience needed in order to take care of Middle Eastern dogs. So he's a mixture of Irish Wolfhound and Saluki, so we named him Finbar, and we call him Finn for short. Now, what about cats? Whatever happened to old Harvey? Well, cats and I just really don't get along. I guess I don't understand them. And Harvey and I had a bit of a love-hate relationship. But I do remember one morning that was particularly frustrating with Harvey. It seems like Harvey would start meowing at the door and scratching at the door because he wanted to go outside about 4:30 in the morning. But then he would go outside, and then about the time I was settling back in to sleep a little bit, there'd be a scratching at the door. He wanted to come in, and then he'd do it again. And I kind of think he just liked to torment me. And one day he was just rubbing up against my leg and purring, and I was a little irritated, so I kicked him. Now, it wasn't like I kicked him to the other side of the room. It was more of a scoot kick. And but I felt kind of bad about it because I ended up confessing that to Jenny and our youngest daughter. Well, lo and behold, what I didn't know is that there's actually a verse in the Bible about how we treat our animals. I was kind of wishing that my daughter wasn't so much aware of the scriptures. I'm just kidding. But here's what it says by one of my favorite authors, King Solomon, in the Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Now here's what's so convicting about that verse. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his animal. Now, I'm righteous. And make no mistake about it, I am not righteous in my own strength. Otherwise, I would not have kicked Harvey in the first place. But I'm righteous because of my faith in Christ. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says, God made Jesus, who knew no sin, to become sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his animal, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you're enjoying them, please give them a thumbs up and share them with someone. And please consider a $5 or $10 a month donation. It'll help me to continue to produce these videos as well as other materials that'll help people grow in their faith. I'll put a link in the notes below, and I hope you have an awesome day.